Hello.
Hello. Very good morning.
Good morning. How are you
Very,
doing?
yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good. Yeah, had your breakfast? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, coffee, breakfast. I've been to the gym, and
cool.
then
Oh,
yeah,
nice,
so I'm
nice.
ready for the day.
Oh, okay. So, did you longboard to your gym?
Not today. It's raining,
Oh,
which
okay.
is so sad.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask about the weather as well. How's the weather in London?
Oh, it's not great. It's not great. It goes from being really cold to like really warm.
Oh, okay. Nice,
And
nice,
it's
nice.
been raining a lot.
Oh, congrats to you on your new king and your new prime minister. So,
Yeah, thank you.
I take a little
I don't
credit
know
to.
happy about it.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we're happy about it.
Okay, so I'll try to give the best I can. Like I'm coming from the same
Yeah.
origin as your prime minister, but anyway. Uh,
How's the internet, by the way? Because I feel like I only have like one bar.
oh,
I
okay.
Is it hacking? Is
Uh,
it lagging for you? Or
yeah, it's actually
yeah,
breaking up. It's kind of choppy a little bit. Uh,
yeah. I'm thinking if I should move because sometimes if I move, let me just see, closer to it. I don't know if it makes any difference because that would be quite.
if you could
Oh, that.
disconnect
Okay.
a few devices from your Wi-Fi network, that could also help. Um, I'll take this few minutes of interaction as our mock call, as in,
Yeah,
yeah. I'll quickly pause you for a few seconds. Stay on the line. Kindly stay on the line. Let me go check the recording and come back.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's nothing but a screen recording. So, uh, you're a Mac user or a Windows user?
Mac.
So it's a quick time recording, anyways. So,
Connect. It disconnects, but I'll just give you a call back.
please, please.
Cool. I'll go and do that. I'll be back.
Yeah, yeah. How is the COVID situation out there? Is anything, new thing? Any serious measures have been taken?
Not really. Like some people wear a mask,
Mm-hmm.
and some people get sick, but people kind of just get on with their lives now.
Ah,
And
okay.
yeah, I think people are a bit exhausted from it. I
Uh-huh.
think, yeah, not so
Okay.
much.
Good. I hope it doesn't, catch up like before. Good. Uh, yeah,
Same,
yeah.
same.
Have you picked up your London accent? Like you've been staying long. Uh, f-
Yeah,
okay.
like 8 years, like
Oh
quite a
yeah.
long time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I could feel it a little bit. Like on your pauses and everything. Nice. Vanakkam. This is the welcome gesture from our land, and that's in my Tamil language, mother tongue. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, we have a wonderful personality from London joining us today for the interview. She's such a gentle person and a very motivated person to do 81 laps in the Dutch Ultraskate, and which was her very first race, and that was a 24-hour race to mention. And one lap amounts to 3.15 kilometers, which means like she has done over 250 kilometers in that 81 laps. Kudos to that, and she's a very inspiring personality to me because I have never seen anybody cross over 100 kilometers on their first race, but she did amazing. So we have Miss Malin Bronze here. Sorry for that, but she Welcome to the interview series
Thank
on
you.
distance skaters. And yeah, I had a quite long gap in between because like there was Thanksgiving and then Christmas and New Year in the schedule. And she was so kind enough, despite her exams and assignments, she allotted time for us. Welcome to the interview series, ma'am. And I'm hoping to hear a lot about your Dutch Ultraskate experience here. That's how the questions are going to be. It's focused on that particular one race. You know, yeah. So, ma'am, this is a very first meeting. That we are having. As a one-on-one thing. So, kindly introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, thank you for that very kind introduction.
Thank you.
So I'm Marlin. I grew up in Stockholm in Sweden,
Mm-hmm.
but I've moved around a little bit, and I currently live in London.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a psychology student
Mm-hmm.
and long distance skateboarder,
Mm-hmm.
and I work part time while
Mm-hmm.
studying, and I have a very broad range of interests as
Oh,
well.
awesome. Multifaceted, I should say.
Yes, so it's hard for me to focus on just one.
Uh huh.
But yeah, when I skate, it's like the time to kind of switch off, which is nice.
Oh, nice, awesome. So, tell us about your skateboarding and longboard life. Like, when did you catch up with the wheels?
Yeah. So I was quite interested in it when I was a child. So
Mm-hmm.
I got my first skateboard when I was maybe around 9 or 10 or something like that. I
Mm-hmm.
bought it from a toy store.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work very well.
Oh.
But then I tried to get into it when I was younger, but I didn't quite get into it. So I had
Mm-hmm.
like a bit of a gap up until I was like maybe 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out about loading. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, I need to try that.
Uh huh.
So I got my first longboard in Stockholm. And then I
Awesome.
remember going out at night when it was dark outside
Oh.
and just practicing because I thought it was really scary. So
Okay.
even like the tiniest hill would be very scary.
Oh.
So it took me a while to like get my head around it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah, and then I kind of feel like I would meet other skaters. And in Stockholm, there's a community.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of contacted them
Mm-hmm.
and they'd organize race or skates just through the city. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we were 50 people just skating through Stockholm,
Oh,
which is
okay.
pretty cool.
Straight up, it was
Yeah,
distance skating, as in like it was not
yeah,
tricks or any other forms of skating. It was.
that's skating.
Oh, that's
Yes.
amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
Uh huh.
So like, and we'd go on the street, which was probably not the most safe, but when there was so many of us,
Uh
it
huh.
was, it was fine.
Uh
So it
huh.
was very cool. And through there, I met a few people that were more into like the downhill
Mm-hmm.
side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into downhill for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I quite quickly realized that wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
With the speeds that they go down.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just kind of tag along. I used to take pictures of the races and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then after a while, kind of just went into just doing my own thing, and it was more of a. I used it more as like a vehicle, just like get to places.
Oh, okay. Commute.
Does
Nice.
that make sense?
Uh,
And then the long distance thing kind of happened very randomly.
mm-hmm.
Like I had no idea it even existed, like the long distance community,
Okay.
which
Oh, yeah. Cool.
yeah, but because it's quite small,
Mm-hmm.
but it was in London and I was like 20, 21 maybe, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And I was working in a job that was not very well paid, but I
Oh.
wanted to go on a holiday.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, maybe I can skate. So and
Cool.
my very first trip was down to New Haven, which is
Uh-huh.
like 90 kilometers, and I
Wow.
did it on a mini cruiser,
That's awesome.
which was which was really hard,
Yeah, definitely.
but
Smaller wheels. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's
But it was a good
incredible.
challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
and
was
then I went
incredible.
the,
90 kilometers or
the ferry.
something.
Yeah. it was an experience and I think after that it was like, okay, this is actually doable,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then
Mm-hmm.
after that, I did California. I did Highway 1, and
Wow.
I've skated around Como as well.
Wow.
It's so cool. I just love it. It's like you go on holiday, but you have an aim,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's like you have a plan, and yeah, I really enjoy it.
That's awesome, actually. So you've been very active in the, so-called distance skating. Even though we didn't realize then, like it was.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
exactly.
That's awesome. That's
It's so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, like I learned you're a photographer as well. Like, did that happen during your
Yeah,
distance skating, or like, tell us about your photography life?
yeah. Actually, so I would say I started like quite young. I remember like having my first digital camera when they were like very like quite bad but very expensive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I just quite liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I studied photography for a while, and I thought that I was going to pursue it as a career. Then
Mm-hmm.
the more jobs, so I did a few jobs, and the kind of pressure that comes with it
Mm-hmm.
removed the joy for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of realized I don't want to do it as a job.
Okay.
Rather, I just keep it as a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the moment, I sell my pictures online,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of want to do it my way, and I don't
Okay.
want anybody to kind of tell me what I have to do, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay.
So, so I really enjoy it,
Awesome.
um, very much.
Cool. 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 So let's get into the core and crux of our theme. As in like, how did you hear about this Ultraskate races? As in like Dutch Ultraskate. Did you hear about Ultraskate Miami first, or like why did you choose the Dutch thing first to be participate?
Uh,
To
it's a good
participate
question.
in it.
I think actually it was Erik, so De Norman,
Mm-hmm.
he's quite active in the distance community.
Mm-hmm.
He it was a very long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think he mentioned it, and that I like the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, I was working in a gym,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and in January, gyms are really, really busy, and I could never take holiday.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and because the Miami one is always in January, or has been in the past.
Okay.
So I'd wanted to do the Miami one, but I've
Okay.
never been able to.
Oh, okay.
And then I quit my job last year,
Uh-huh.
and then I finally like had the time so I could actually do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And but then I think just logistics, because
Okay.
it's so much closer for me to get there.
Yeah, I understand.
So
I
yeah, but I
understand.
would like to do Miami one day.
Yeah, cool, cool. Probably I should have framed it this way, like when did you move to London, and how that thought of the Ultraskate, which one was closer to you, probably.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That did not click. 8 years. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
long time. Yeah. Yep. So how did you plan your thing for Dutch Ultraskate? Like, how did you, from starting from the flight tickets, from packing your things and all that, maps, etc.
Yeah. So I actually I did put a lot of planning into it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I decided to go with Eurostar.
Mm-hmm.
So from London,
Mm-hmm.
it goes I think it's from King's Cross to Amsterdam,
Mm-hmm.
and it's quite quick as
Oh,
well.
okay.
And with the longboard or the luggage, I feel like it was easier.
Mm-hmm.
So I went on the train
Mm-hmm.
to Amsterdam Central,
Uh-huh.
and then from there I just took a bus from there to the hotel. I think I took a bus from there.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool. Nice. So, your choice of longboard that could fit in the flight deck, like, okay, nice, nice.
Yeah,
Uh, uh,
yeah, because my long
what
yeah, sorry,
brand
go.
was it? Like, we'll get into the setup details later, but just to know, like,
Yeah,
what longboard was it? Like, was it a drop down, drop through? What longboard?
it's a Pantheon but with the newer version.
Okay,
So
Pantheon trip, new
with
version.
the
Okay.
the collaboration with Loaded.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think it's a little bit. I think it's a little bit longer than the original one.
Okay.
But yeah, I bought it specifically for the event
Uh-huh.
because my old longboard was falling apart.
Okay, okay. So like when you got into the place near the racetrack, like where did you stay? How did you commute to the racetrack on the day before or on the day of race? How did you do that?
So I left it very last minute, which
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend.
Mm-hmm.
The night before, I thought I was going to be able to book a taxi.
Okay.
Uh, Turns out that was impossible. So
Oh.
I called a few taxi companies, and none of them were working. So
Oh.
I think it was a Saturday morning,
Oh.
and they just weren't working.
Oh.
So I kind of left it, and then I was hoping for the best, and I got an Uber in the morning,
Good.
and luckily it worked.
Okay. So you recommend Uber to people, or like you want to
Yeah,
you want people to go one day before and plan things ahead.
I would
Okay.
yes, I would say book a taxi before,
Uh-huh.
but not the day before. Maybe
Okay.
book it like a few days before.
Okay.
Because yeah, that could have been badly. Uh, and yeah, in my mind, I thought it was gonna be fine, but worst came to worst. I'm sure, I could skate that. It wasn't that far.
Okay.
So
Cool.
it's maybe 15 minutes in the car or something like that.
Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. Nice.
It was okay.
So, did you hear about Dutch Ultraskate things like what happens in the racetrack and everything before and plan your things? Like, what did you carry with you? Like, you had some help in that, or like you did it since it was your first time, so you had some knowledge of skating and you carried your own thing. Did you take some advice or
Yeah.
no? Okay.
Yeah, so I watched the videos that they've put out. I
Ah,
thought they were quite useful,
ah.
just to kind of get a feel for what it's like when you're there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I've had Eric help me quite a lot, I would
Oh,
say,
nice.
just in preparing.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, so the things that I brought, I tried to bring as little as possible, but most of what I brought was food.
Oh,
So
awesome.
I brought a lot of food.
Awesome. Okay, so you
Yeah.
had Mr. Eric to assist you in the field on the day of racetrack. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was there, but also my boyfriend was there. So I would say
Oh,
my
okay.
boyfriend was probably the biggest help, but I feel like
Awesome.
everyone there is so helpful.
Uh huh.
Like it was one of those days. You can really just feel it. Everyone's very kind, and even if you go by yourself,
Uh huh.
you might want to prepare a little bit more just so you can kind of pick it up quickly.
Okay.
Because for me, it was my boyfriend. I would just tell him what to do, and then the next lap, he would like throw it to me,
Awesome. That's
which
awesome. So,
was really helpful. Yeah,
oh, so wonderful and very much grateful to him, I believe. So, uh,
yeah,
so you would advise people like the young women and the girls who are willing to participate in Dutch Ultra Skate that to have a help. Okay, that will.
definitely, definitely. If you have a very dedicated friend or partner,
Oh,
then
awesome.
I would definitely it. It made it a lot easier.
Awesome, awesome. So, what was your first experience as soon as you saw the racetrack? Uh,
I was definitely nervous.
uh-huh.
I was, yeah. I felt because I'm quite shy as a person.
Uh-huh.
It might not like people might not seem believe that, but very shy. So I think I kept a little bit to myself.
Uh-huh.
And then yeah, I it was yeah just lots of nerves because
Uh-huh.
like you don't really know what to expect. But then
Okay.
as soon as you start going,
Uh,
like the nerves disappear. And like
and
everyone really is so friendly,
awesome.
and it helps.
Oh, cool. Like, did you take a test run around the lap, or like you just began with your race?
No,
Oh, that's
just
awesome.
forget.
So
Just
gutsy.
forget.
Awesome. That's awesome. So, who did you talk to as a newbie for the Dutch Ultraskate? Before the race, after the race.
So quite a lot of people actually.
Oh.
It was so Eric was one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a guy called Robert
Oh.
and Jan Willem as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them were just extremely friendly,
Uh-huh. Awesome.
and they definitely helped me quite a lot. And then a
Cool.
guy called Felix as well,
Oh, awesome.
and Paul as well. So is Paul who won?
Mm-hmm.
I think placed, yeah, Equan. His girlfriend and my boyfriend were they found each other,
Oh,
and then they were kind of hanging out and helping us out both at the same
awesome.
time.
Cool,
So
cool.
that was
So
really good.
you had a lot of familiar faces in the Dutch Ultraskate participating then.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. So, what was the initial procedure like when you start the race, filling out forms, like picking up the chip, which counts the laps and stuff like that? Tell us about those procedures.
Yeah. So when you arrive, if you have a tent, you'd probably want to put that up.
Okay.
I didn't, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people did, and I think that's probably a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So for next year, I probably would do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just go to register. So you just tell them your name. I think you need
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of cash as deposit for the clip
Mm-hmm.
that you get back later.
Mm-hmm.
But they the clip and the shirt as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Oh,
And
okay.
then you kind of just wait to start. So there isn't that much to do in
Okay.
before the race. You kind of
Okay.
just settle in.
Oh, okay. So the fee for the clip would be like around 10 euros or something?
Yeah,
I'm
I think
just
it was 10
making some
euros
rough
when I
guess.
did it.
Ah, okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So you filled out the registration forms even before getting into Dutch Ultraskate, and then on the day of
Yes.
Dutch Ultraskate, you got to fill out another form. Okay. Uh,
Yeah, well, I don't think you need to fill anything out. I think they just found you and just like tick you off
okay.
on
So
the.
okay. So do you need to present any medical certificates or something? Nothing.
No,
Okay.
no, nothing like that.
Okay, so insurance stuff, nothing. It's like you get hurt and you are the only sole responsibility and all that kind. Nothing.
I don't actually remember. I think you did it when you first sign up online. I
Oh,
think.
all these things
So
were
when you
there. Okay. Ah, okay.
exactly. So like when you first registered, I think that's when you did the paperwork.
Uh-huh.
I think, but I might remember this wrong.
That's all
It's a
right.
little
That's
bit of
all
a
right.
blur.
Yeah. When people hear about this, they'll go and check it out for the next time. Like. So there is something like this
Yeah,
there. Like they will care to check about it later. So thanks for that
yeah.
information. This is going to definitely help people. So, tell us about your longboard setup in detail right now. Like when you got into the racetrack, what was that setup? Do you had any backup longboard as well?
No, backup logboard.
Okay.
So I just hoped for the best.
Okay.
And I had my Pantheon Trip,
Uh-huh.
the loaded version,
Yes.
with it's a very classic setup. So it's Paris 150 with speed vents. So and I had the speed vents for a while, so they were a little bit chipped.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little bit worried about that, but it was
Oh.
fine.
Oh.
But a lot of people recommend to have a new kingpin
Mm-hmm.
because if you pump, which
Mm-hmm.
I don't,
Mm-hmm.
so I push only with one leg, which is
Whoa.
very,
So you're a
yes, it's
regular or
very
a
bad.
goofy?
Goofy.
Goofy.
Yeah,
Oh, one leg
yes.
throughout the race.
One leg
So
throughout the
that
whole race.
81 laps and 250 plus kilometers was in one leg. That's
Yes.
inspiring. That's inspiring. Because like there, I heard Mr. Adam Ornelas say like uh, in Alto Skate Miami there was one person in who was men who did the same.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was like wondering if there would be someone in the women category. Now I know, like we have one. That's awesome. It's very inspiring.
Yep.
It's a very difficult thing to do, just in one leg. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
It was hard. It was really hard.
So, what were the bushings you were using for your Pantheon rep? Was it like stock thing or like you changed it to your like?
I changed them, but I didn't. So I didn't play around so much with them.
Okay.
I think they were just. I can't remember the number, but they were very medium, like not too hard, but not soft. So
Okay.
like in the middle.
Both were cylindrical or like I mean barrel or like cones. You had a
Yeah.
combination
So
or like
one.
okay.
Yeah, combination. So
Oh,
like the cone, the combination of both.
okay.
So I think the back was all barrel, and then the front barrel and the cone.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
but
Cool.
yeah, so it worked pretty well. But yeah, I didn't have a backup.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in the future I would like to learn how to pump properly because I think that could help a
Oh.
lot, and I think I could go a lot further if I
Oh.
did that.
Oh. Okay. Cool. Cool. So, when you were talking about your board, did you have any riser pads to absorb the shocks, or like it was just top mount?
Yeah, I had a riser pads, just like
Okay.
the thinnest ones
Nice.
as well.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So, when you had this rule of wearing helmets, like in the Dutch Ultraskate, like you preferred any lighter weight helmets, or like throw us some light about that, like your preferred choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I choose it's the TSG.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're very I think people like it's like a skate helmet, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I've just had it for a very long time.
Okay.
And I think just picked it out of convenience, I
Okay.
think.
It worked.
But
Yeah.
it was fine because
Okay.
I noticed a lot of people use like bike helmets and stuff like that,
Uh-huh.
but I just used that and it was
Cool.
fine.
Yeah. That's amazing. It helped you complete 81 laps, so it's lucky as well.
Exactly.
So, you had any pair of sunglasses, or you had any creams, sunscreen lotions, anything that would help?
I think I did have sunscreen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I did.
That's
But
awesome.
I didn't have sunglasses. I think I forgot them.
Okay. So, was the temperature there in the racetrack suitable for to ride without sunglasses as well?
I
Uh,
think I can't actually remember. I think the temperature was
yeah, I
fine.
understand. It was quite long ago, like 6, 7 months before. That's all right. Totally, that's totally understandable. But anyways, so what was your preferred choice of shoes and socks for your race?
So I made a really big mistake
Uh-huh.
in not trying. So I chose a pair of Nike shoes, running shoes,
Mm-hmm.
big, but then they're quite tight,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you skate, I think your feet also like swell a little bit. So
Ah.
like they were really tight on my feet,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and I started with those, and that caused a pain that
Oh.
just wouldn't disappear,
Oh.
and it just got worse and worse and worse.
Okay.
But I changed. I had 3 different pairs of shoes,
Mm-hmm.
so I ended up just not using those.
Oh.
But this was after maybe 2 hours, so the
Wow.
damage was already done.
Oh. Okay.
And then I switched to between Vans, just the old school Vans
Okay.
with platforms, so they're a little bit more cushiony,
Cool.
and I think it's Saucony running shoes, which were better because they're a little bit wider. But
Ah.
again, with those, because when I run, there's like a little bit of pronation, it's called. So
Mm-hmm.
the sole isn't completely flat,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which means when you skate, your foot is a little bit tilted.
I understand.
So that was also bad.
Oh,
So in the end, the best shoes were the Vans,
awesome.
but they really hurt my feet anyway because they're quite flat.
I understand.
But it's surprisingly hard to find like very cushiony skate shoes now.
Uh-huh.
But that's probably for next time. I would definitely try to find some
Okay.
because, yeah, something flat
Okay.
that is cushiony.
Cool. Cool. So it's better to have some 2 or 3 pairs of shoes on the day of race.
Definitely.
Cool. Okay. So it'll
Yeah.
help us understand the track better and choose the best one for us. Okay. So there
Yeah.
are some tricks with the shoes wherein people apply some petroleum gels and everything to avoid chafing. Like, did you do any of those things, or you just chose some better socks?
No, actually, I had just had a sock. They were really tight socks. I
Oh,
suppose they were a little bit like compression socks.
okay.
So I didn't get any chafing or no blisters or anything. So at least
Awesome.
that was fine.
Oh, cool, cool. Because
Yeah.
I happen to learn this because I never knew. I haven't done such long distances. So, and I'm not built for that. I'm a fluff ball. So, yeah, I learned it from the book of David Conthwaite. So he had a lot of blisters in his, like long skate in Australia book. So I
Yeah.
forgot. I couldn't recollect the name for now. But yeah, thanks for
Oh,
that
that's
information.
cool.
It's going to help a lot of people. Yeah. So, did you have any GPS watch, or were you using any GPS apps on your mobile phone? Did you carry your mobile phone during your race, all the 81 laps?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I did. But so I actually had two phones with me
Mm-hmm.
because for me the music was like a really important part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then I used Strava,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't have a GPS watch, but just Strava,
Oh,
and that worked really
cool.
well. So it's quite fun to see like the end result of the map because
Oh,
it's
that's
just like lots
yeah,
and lots of laps.
yeah, that's awesome. It looked like a doodle.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. So, what kind of protection gears you had on you? Like elbow pads, knee pads, other than your helmet?
I actually didn't have so much. So for my
Okay.
knees, I had like knee. They weren't protection for the knees. It was more like stabilizers because I
Okay.
thought it might help to protect my knees. I
Okay.
don't know. I feel like it was maybe more of a placebo thing.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, I see some people use the wrist protector, I think,
Okay.
but I didn't have any.
Oh, okay. That's surprising, actually. I always wear one because I'm a little scared. That's really brave. That's really brave.
I think
Awesome.
that it's probably a lot smarter to do it.
No.
I'm just very risky.
No, that's okay. You came out safe. So that's cool. But you would recommend one for sure, right? Okay.
I would, yeah,
Okay. Do you feel
definitely.
like these protection gears are weighing too much during the course of your race, or like it's okay to wear one all
Yeah,
the time? Uh,
I feel like they're quite annoying.
oh, yeah.
So, because when I did my very long skates,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I used to wear knee pads,
Mm-hmm.
but I just can't seem to get used to them, and I
No.
feel like they're always in the way,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and which is a little bit stupid, but I feel like it's annoying to wear it. And I feel
Yeah.
like risk level is quite low.
Yeah.
Or if I were to do like some crazy downhill, I would wear a lot more protection.
Oh, cool.
Like definitely.
Oh, cool. Even I don't wear knee pads actually. Yeah, it kind of
No,
yeah
yeah,
blood circulation thing. Like
yeah,
and I couldn't find my
exactly. It's
size.
just so uncomfortable.
That's the underlying truth. Anyways,
Yeah.
so but, tell us about your the jerseys or the material, nylon material kind of jerseys or shorts that you chose for your ride day, the race day. You had any pairs,
Yeah.
backups? Did you switch?
Yeah, definitely. So I just had crop leggings. I suppose they're like cycling shorts or something
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
So because I know they don't chafe at all. Because
Uh-huh.
when you have quite big legs,
Oh.
like there's a tendency to chafe
Oh.
with your eyes,
Mm-hmm.
but they avoid any of that. So that was perfect. So
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
never really bothered me.
Okay.
And then just a t-shirt.
Uh-huh.
and then I did have a change of clothes, which I'm very glad I did because
That's
it
awesome.
was raining.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it was
I heard
it
that
was
too.
raining the whole night.
Oh,
So yeah, so that
so
was pretty bad.
so you knew about that weather thing even before the race.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, you
You
can
came
kind of say,
prepared
but
for that.
it, exactly.
Huh.
But it did change, so it looked like it was gonna rain a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
luckily it rained all night and quite a lot, but not in the day. So I think we were quite lucky
Awesome.
with
Awesome.
that.
So you had the headlamp and everything prepared. Uh, oh,
Yeah,
that's awesome. Because like I
yeah,
heard Dutch Ultraskate racetrack doesn't have light in the night. Uh,
exactly.
oh, that's awesome.
So you definitely need like the light because you
Oh,
can't see much.
oh, okay. Cool, cool. So, what was your strategy for the race? Like, how did you plan the race? Like, as in, like, you planned your food like for every hour. Did you take your pills, as in like the sodium or like salt pills, to keep yourself hydrated? How did you plan the water and everything, for throughout the day, the food?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So I my strategy was slow and steady
Cool,
and a lot of food.
cool,
So yeah, I just done a nutrition course on performance nutrition,
awesome.
like right before.
That's
So
awesome.
that helped me quite a lot
Okay,
because I tried my aim was to have 90 grams of carbohydrates every hour.
awesome.
So which is quite a lot.
Okay.
But I thought my aim was like between 60 and 90,
Uh huh.
and I really think that that made a huge difference
Mm-hmm.
in terms of my energy.
Mm-hmm.
But I started very ambitiously with
Okay.
like quite big foods, and after a while, like eating's the hardest part, and it's
Okay.
only because a lot of it's very like sweet, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very like it makes you feel like, oh, I don't want any more sugar.
Okay.
So I ended up kind of having gels and this carbohydrate powder,
Okay.
which is called, I think it's called High Five, it's
Uh huh.
called.
Mm-hmm.
So you just put it's 2 scoops, and I think that's 90 grams of carbohydrates
Okay.
and electrolytes.
Okay.
So they were kind of all in one,
Okay.
but then I have water as well as that. So it was, yeah, I just tried to make sure to get enough carbohydrates,
Mm-hmm.
enough water,
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of keep me going. Because I
Cool.
think the hydration is really important as well.
Okay.
And then when you have too much sweets, you always kind of want something a bit more salty as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
had a bit of that, some more salty like crisps or like rice cake, stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
But it's
Bananas?
hard. It's harder to eat because it's quite bulky. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Some raw food also. Fruits and
Yes,
cool. Cool.
exactly.
Awesome.
But it's quite hard to eat when it's so dense.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Mm-hmm.
banana is like around 25, 30 grams of carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to have 3 bananas in 1 hour to get to 90 grams.
Awesome.
And it doesn't sound like much, but when you do it every hour for 24 hours,
Yeah.
that's a lot of bananas. That's like 100 bananas.
I understand.
So
Oh, good.
yeah,
That's like you did wonderful preparation then. That's actually, quite a learning experience for me. I never planned all these things. So,
yeah, it's really, really useful.
thank you so much. Like as a man, it kind of helps me as well. The process that we are talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, did you warm up before your race?
Actually, I didn't. And I
Okay,
think because you probably should,
okay.
but because when I started the race, so I went quite slowly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I almost like had to stay at the back because some people they will go really, really fast, like straight away.
Okay,
Mainly the men, I would say,
okay,
because they have to keep that pace for the full 24 hours
okay.
because the record's so high now.
I understand.
Whereas for the women, I kind of just went in with the goal of like doing 24 hours.
Okay.
So I didn't set a specific like goal other than that. So I
Okay.
was like, I'm just gonna take it easy. I'm not gonna exhaust myself
Awesome.
early. So that was kind of a warm up in itself, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. So, did you do any relaxation, muscle relaxation exercise during the course of race? Like, as in when you had some, if you had some cramps or any sort of, thing, did you happen to do that? Did it eat up your time?
Not so much. Like
Okay.
so it was when I so my foot was like very, very annoying
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
but so I tried to kind of stretch it out, but it didn't really help.
Okay.
So I kind of just gave up on it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But then I think it was around 20 hours,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
around that. Like it was so painful, I just had to stop. So
Okay.
and then I put it in a bucket of ice,
Oh, nice.
and then yeah, and I don't know, maybe it helped a little. I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. So maybe I'm coming in with the question a little late and at this time, but what was your experience when you completed your first lap? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it felt it's quite surreal because
Mm-hmm.
you have to you have because it's so long. You're kind of you can't think about time
Mm-hmm.
really. You kind of just have to think about what you're doing like there and then.
Mm-hmm.
But I just felt like this is, we're going. And then I don't think I thought so much about it. But then yeah, you end up talking with people and
Oh,
sometimes you go for several laps without talking to anybody and then so like but when you talk with people like time goes quicker as well,
oh,
I find.
nice, nice.
So
That's
yeah.
awesome. So, what was your fastest lap? Did you count that? Did you check on that?
I don't know. I
Okay.
wish I knew, but I actually don't know.
Okay. 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 So it was completely like clear and crystal clear for you. Like I'm going to do it for 24 hours. So you went on with the relaxed
Yeah.
strategy. That's awesome. That's more than like for a first timer. I would say like you got to stick around till the end. That's great attitude actually. So uh, what was your strategy at the beginning and at the end? I mean, like in the midpoint. I mean, like at the evening or so, and in the night. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah. So I would say when I first started, so I just went slow and steady for like a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd curated some like playlists. So I had a lot of music to
Awesome,
listen to.
awesome.
I had lots of podcasts. I thought I was going to listen to a lot more podcasts than I
Okay,
did,
okay,
but I kind of just got into like enjoying the music, so that was quite good. But
okay.
then the strategy, it did change. I as I realized that I'm second,
Mm-hmm.
like that was a bit of a surprise to me. And then when I realized, actually I could place, then I did start to kind of keep track of where I was and
Uh-huh.
how many laps ahead I was,
Oh,
and then just made sure that I was always a few laps before the third person.
okay,
So I just made sure if they were resting,
okay.
then I could take that time to like really like
Oh,
make the gap bigger.
awesome, awesome. So you improvise during the race,
Yeah.
like you learn from your co-racers and you improvise your strategy. Though your initial thought was to completely stretch out for 24, last for 24 hours, but you did improvise
Yeah.
during your course of race. That's
Yes.
incredible. Like, how was your
Thank you.
preparation for the, like during the rains and in the night? Like, what was your strategy then? Uh,
That was for me. I know a lot of people maybe struggle with the rain,
mm-hmm,
but for
mm-hmm.
me, it was almost motivating to be out there,
Awesome.
by myself, or like not by myself, but a lot of people took a break,
Uh-huh.
and not to a break made me feel like I was doing really well, I
Awesome.
suppose. So I just kind of just kept going. And it was also, it's quite nice. Like, as brutal as it is,
Yeah.
it's quite nice to just be out there.
Uh-huh.
And also there's this weird thing that happens after 12 hours.
Uh-huh.
You kind of, it almost feels like, oh, I'm almost done. Because you've like gone like this, and then it finally starts to like go down
Uh-huh.
in terms of timing.
Uh-huh.
So it was almost like you got some new energy after 12 hours,
Uh-huh.
and that was like 9 o'clock at night.
Okay. So you stick on to your same shoes, Vans, even in the night, like
Yeah.
oh, okay, good. So okay, you never went back to your bad shoes.
No, they
Ah.
had to go. I had the
Okay.
Vans and then the other running shoes.
Okay, okay. So I heard about your songs and listening to idea of listening to podcast and everything. I would kindly request you to share me those playlists if possible. I could put it
Definitely
as a QR code in the video for our audience to follow you.
nice.
Awesome, thank you.
Also,
So, what was the gears that you carried with you during your rides? Like apart from the things that you had it ready, what are the things that you had it with
yeah.
you?
So I had a running backpack,
Mm-hmm.
which is like it's a very small backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Then in there I had my phones, or I
Mm-hmm.
had one phone that had the Strava on,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think I did carry a power bank as well to make
Okay.
sure it was full,
Uh-huh.
and then a bottle of water, and then a bottle of carbohydrates with
Okay.
mixed with water,
Okay.
and then lots of snacks in the back.
Okay.
So that
So
was
okay. So
that was
that
pretty much it.
amounted a little more to your backpacking weight, but you managed throughout.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool, actually. That's something new I'm hearing for the first time, actually. Oh, it's interesting because
Ah,
even I would like to carry some, with me the some granola bars or power, whatever, for the energy. That's awesome. On the go. That's a lesson to me as well.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So, did you plan your sleep in between, or like you just wanted to go for all whole 24 hours?
I just wanted to go for a whole 24 hours, but then I got to, I think it was 20 or 21 around there,
Okay.
and because my foot was hurting,
Uh-huh.
I had to stop. Like, it was so bad.
Okay.
So I stopped, and then I was contemplating whether I should sleep or not sleep,
Okay.
but then I ended up, I think I took maybe 45 minutes. I
Okay.
like rested my eyes.
Okay.
You tend to really fall asleep. Maybe you can do, but it's quite hard to like fall asleep
Okay.
just straight away.
Uh-huh.
But so I just rested for
Okay.
for
Uh,
45 minutes, an hour,
mm-hmm.
whilst keeping track of how the other people were doing.
Awesome. Awesome.
And then I just went back.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. Like were the restrooms were comfortable for women to use, and was it available all the time? Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
cool.
I would say so.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
so there's, and you could like get changed and stuff in there, so that was fine.
Awesome. 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 So, did you go to the counter and check your laps? Like how many have completed the during the course of your race?
No, so
Okay.
they actually had it like as a live update,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I could follow it on my phone,
Oh,
which was really cool. Yeah.
awesome. Awesome.
So, which I ended up doing quite often. So I would
Okay.
just keep track of like who is going.
Awesome, awesome. So, like, how did it feel for you, like, when you were learning that you have come second, you're going to be on the podium, you have completed 81 laps, which was almost like 255 kilometers. So, how did it feel? And tell us about your experience on that.
it felt a bit surreal, I guess, like because I hadn't
Uh-huh.
expected it at all.
Uh,
Like on the way in the Uber, I just remember like, what if I was thinking, what if I finish last? Like,
okay.
actually, I don't know. Like, I have no idea how I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So it was a bit surprising for me,
Mm-hmm.
I think. But then
Okay.
also, it felt really good. I did feel really proud,
Okay.
definitely. And like everyone was really kind, but I don't necessarily like the attention so much, but
Uh-huh.
I still it's everyone was very kind and
Okay.
it felt really good.
Awesome. 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 So, I forgot to ask you one thing. Like, did you keep to the inner circle of the racetrack or to the outer circle, or you were switching it between inner and outer circle of the racetracks?
It's a good question actually. I kind of went like a little bit like this, I think. So
Okay.
like kind of switching, which I think you're probably better off like in the inside,
Mm-hmm.
but it kind of just happens because people, especially when people pass you and stuff,
I
you
understand.
kind of you keep track of where is everybody, and
Ah.
then you don't want to be in the way because
Ah.
there's the fast train of
Uh-huh.
the guys.
Uh-huh.
They go like really fast, so they
Uh-huh.
do tend to come in like a big group, and you don't
Oh,
really want to be in the way. So if you're like on the inside, you tend to want to move this way.
I
So
understand.
I kind of like moved a little bit, yeah,
Oh, cool.
both.
Okay. So one more thing which I kind of remember right now, like as in when you said it was raining in the night, like I understand there would be a lot of slush collecting or rainwater collecting on the racetrack. So, like, did it
Yeah.
make you move away, as in like too much? Like how did you ride through the racetracks? As in, you got to go like this quite all the time, or like you could find your own mm, track path to ride along.
Kinda, yeah. I think I definitely slowed down a
Uh-huh.
lot when it
Uh-huh.
was raining,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and then because it was dark as well.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, you kind of just there weren't. I don't think there were too many big puddles,
Okay.
but there ends up being a lot of like slugs, so like
Okay.
lots of snails
Okay.
on the racetrack that you want to try to avoid, but it's very hard.
Okay. Okay.
So you end up being messy.
I understand. Uh, that must been quite an experience for you as a first time rider, like thank you. That was definitely helpful for it's going to be helpful for a lot of people, and it was helpful for me. So what happened after the podium event, like what did you do? Like how what happened over there?
So after everything was kind of finished, they had the raffle, so they were kind of giving out prizes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But after then, I just got in an Uber and went back to the hotel to sleep.
Immediately.
So just rested, yeah. Just
Okay.
went to rest.
Okay, so you didn't rest after the race, as in like on the racetrack. You just went back to your place and. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Would you advise that to other racers who are going to participate in the future?
Say again, sorry.
For the first timer?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so they don't stay a long time on the holding the racetrack. So everything after event will get over immediately, and everybody disperses to their own places. Okay,
Yes. It's
okay.
because I think there was a cycling club, so
Mm-hmm.
at 9 o'clock they
Mm-hmm.
started to actually come onto the track. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they immediately kind of wanted the track back. So
Okay.
everyone kind of just went separate ways.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
yeah, I don't know if any, I think some people maybe would have got to like somewhere, but I think a lot of people just went to rest.
Okay. Okay. So after that, like, did you immediately return back to London, or like you stayed up there for a couple of days and then rested well and get got back home?
Yeah, so I think I went back. So if we finished on the Sunday, I think I went back the day after.
Oh,
So I
okay.
had like a whole day, a whole day of resting and
Um,
then a night sleep, and then the next day I went to Amsterdam. I think I walked around Amsterdam before going back to London.
oh, that's nice. Like, so you recommend the same pattern to the first time riders in the future as well. Okay, thank you.
Definitely. I would say, yeah, definitely have like an extra day. I would say even before and after,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
because I think I arrived just so I had like a full day before to settle in and make sure I ate lots of food the day before,
mm-hmm,
and then a full day of rest. Because the last thing you're gonna want to do is go straight back home to
mm-hmm,
like if you have to travel.
mm-hmm.
So because you're gonna be very tired, so you're
Okay.
gonna want to sleep.
Oh, cool, cool. So, as a psychology student, like how did you feel about the entire race, and what was your thought process after that? Like when you want to register for 2023 Dutch Ultraskate, like what would be your thought process now? What was the learning that you had?
Yeah, it's a good question. I feel like I did a lot of things right by planning, but I think if I do something different,
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely have less solid foods
Okay.
because yeah, yeah, probably gels and carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
But I suppose my thought process would be to do kind of similar, I think, but definitely think ahead and plan the taxi
Mm. That's a good one.
and not leave it last minute.
Okay.
And then I would say, yeah, I think maybe train more before as
Mm-hmm.
well. Just
Mm-hmm.
kind of, and if I like, I'm trying to learn to use both legs as
Mm-hmm.
well,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that would help so much,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
being able to switch
Mm-hmm.
and then having different shoes and like trying them before.
Oh, okay. So you got to figure out your shoes then. Nice. In terms of mental
Yeah.
health, what would you advise? Uh,
Uh, I think so. It's interesting because like it's your mind is like so powerful. Like it's incredible what you can do
mm-hmm.
when you just kind of get on with things. So for me, so I didn't sleep at all. So the
Mm-hmm.
night before,
Mm-hmm.
because I think I was nervous, and also
Yeah.
I'd eaten 8,000 calories in the
Okay.
day.
Performance
So my
anxiety.
body was like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
like my heart was just like pumping. So
Okay.
like, I didn't sleep.
Oh,
So and I was really stressed about that. So I
okay.
was very worried how I was gonna do on
Uh,
no sleep.
uh-huh.
Maybe I got 1 hour or something like that.
Oh,
But then, so that was it was a bit of an eye opener for
uh,
me because then I always stress when I don't sleep. But
okay.
then having realized that, oh, I can skate for 24 hours with no sleep, I will be fine.
Yeah, definitely. That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Cool. So
And
you
so,
would
yeah,
advise for a newcomer to sleep well, rest well on before the day of race. Awesome.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. But also, like, not to stress about it because the stress is like has a tendency to keep you awake.
Oh, yeah, cool. But you are the living example as such. Like, even if you can't, if you couldn't have enough sleep, you can do 24 hours. So
Exactly.
that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So, is your gym schedule is going to clash with Ultraskate Miami 2023? Have you registered for it? Or like, are you planning to thinking about it?
I would really like to
Mm-hmm.
do it,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, I would say because I'm a student at the moment as
Uh,
well,
uh,
the cost is quite high. So
oh,
not to enter
I
necessarily,
understand.
but the hotels and the flights.
I
So
understand.
it would end up costing, I would say, maybe £1,000, something like that,
Well, yeah,
which ends up being quite a lot,
I understand.
and especially because I want to save up and buy a flat.
Uh,
So I'm kind of torn between like, should I go or should I not?
oh,
So
totally understandable. That's all right. That's all right. So,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. That's cool. So, one quick question, which I kind of forgot. Like, do you cross train, as in, like, do something else for yourself, for distance skating, as in bicycling or like running, walking, other than gym? Um,
Yeah, like I try to stay as active as I can. I
oh,
really do like walking, but walking in London is not very fun
oh,
because
okay.
it's just roads.
Oh,
So, but I do run as well,
okay.
and but I like hiking. So if I travel, I like to combine it with hiking
Mm-hmm.
somehow,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of walking
Cool.
is nice.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Guess we have come to the end of our session. Uh, do you have any message for first time participant in a 24-hour race, be it any 24 hours in terms of distance skating? Or yeah, any message for the women participants, especially young girls who you can go ahead, the stage is yours.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're thinking about it, definitely do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you really, it changes how you see yourself as well as your mind, I
Awesome.
think.
Awesome.
If because you can push through a lot, like you really can.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to pain,
Mm-hmm.
you can even push through pain
Mm-hmm.
like much more than you think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a very cool thing to like have done,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Also like everyone's very friendly and it feels like a really nice community.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I left feeling like very like you connect with people and you feel like it's very just like a nice place to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everyone's open and welcoming. So this, yeah, I'm sure everybody's quite nervous in a way, one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even if you're nervous, like don't worry, like things will be really good either way.
Cool. I think that's a wonderful message for everyone. Thank you so much. Thanks for trusting me with this interview. Yeah. If you had to recommend someone to be interviewed next by me, who would that be? It's not a compulsory question, anyways. You, if you have somebody in mind, you could. Otherwise, it's okay. Uh,
Yeah, I think like maybe Felix.
okay.
He's I think he'd be quite fun to talk to, or
Awesome.
maybe Jan Willem as well.
Okay. Please do share me those Instagram IDs. I could put a QR code
Yeah,
in this video, and like I'll also know them in person. I haven't seen them properly or
yeah.
remember them for now. Thank you so much. It was amazing talking to
Thank
you.
you.
It was quite a learning experience for me. I've never been to any 24-hour race or moved out of India per se, So it was super friendly. It was so comfortable. It was so warmth and like felt so much kindness. When I learned about this distance skating experiences from you. So thank you so much, Nandri. We use the
Thank
same hand
you.
gesture. So Nandri, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful talking to you too, and hopefully we'll see you at one of the races soon as well.
I hope so. Hope I can afford them. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah,
Thank,
yeah,
thank you. Thank you.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But no, it's really good questions, I think. It's like it's really nice to answer them because it kind of made me like memorize or not memorize, reminisce,
Oh,
and you like think back,
oh
which
yeah.
is really nice.
Thank you. Thank you. You were able to recollect a lot of things and keep the session very informative. Thank you. Thank you.